Okay, welcome to today's session. Please let me know the struggles that you're having with marketing. I'd like you to go ahead and ask questions. And if you're not sure where to do that, here's where the Q&A button is located on desktop and mobile devices. Just move your mouse down to the bottom of the screen if you don't see this toolbar, and that will reveal the Q&A, the chat, and the raise hand buttons. So just for fun, go ahead and click the raise hand button and let me know that you can hear me well. And in the chat box, if you haven't already done so, let me know what city you're joining us from. And one of the reasons to find out where you're joining us from is so that when we go back to doing live events in local cities, we'll be able to send you a note inviting you to a session right in your neighborhood. Okay, so are you ready? Let's go ahead and get going. This is create and send your first email campaign in 15 minutes or less. Now, during this session, I'll spend about 25 minutes in presentation mode, where I'll introduce today's concepts, and then we'll spend about 20 minutes in a live constant contact account, walking you through the steps to accomplish what you've learned. And then I'll save about 10 or 15 minutes for Q&A at the end. All right, you ready? Well, let's start by taking a look at this email created a few years ago by a constant contact customer named Peter, who owns the cheese shop. And by the way, it doesn't matter if you're using Constant Contact or some other mail service provider like MailChimp or HubSpot. The concept here is the same. And so I'll mention Constant Contact a few times, but I want you to be cognizant that that's not the only platform that this applies to. So I want to ask you a question. How many of you remember receiving or sending emails that look like this, with a lot of text and multiple columns? Go ahead and use the raise hand button. Let me know. Yeah, and by the way, throw some comments in if this resonates with you, if you've got questions about this. But go ahead and raise your hand. Let me know that this is something that you remember seeing not all that long ago. You know, email marketing today allows you to reach your customers or members wherever they are, including on their mobile phone. So just think, 77% of Americans own smartphones, and as many as 56% of emails are opened on a mobile device. So reading this email on a mobile phone would be almost impossible. Plus, this email took Peter so long to create that he didn't send it on a regular basis. It just took too much time. He got too hung up. So these are just a few of the reasons why you shouldn't be sending emails like this. Instead, I recommend that you start out by creating a reusable master template that looks much more like this. The design is much more simple and it's mobile responsive, so it will look great on any device. Now, this will require a little time and work up front, but it will help you create emails much more quickly after that. You'll set your master template up to match your branding and include your social media and contact information that will remain consistent over all of your emails. And then, when you're ready to create an email campaign, you'll just make a copy of it and then add in your own content. Using a master template is going to make it easier for you to get your email marketing out the door and look great when you have so many other hats to wear for your business. So before you spend time creating your email campaign, it's really important to think about what it is you want to send. I recommend sending an email at least twice a month. And there are two types of email campaigns: promotional emails and non-promotional emails. Promotional emails have a date associated with them, and you can encourage your readers to take a specific action to buy a product or service. Essentially, you're looking to directly drive revenue with a promotional email. The call to action for a promotional email may include registering for an event, or redeeming a coupon, or making a purchase or donation. And then a non-promotional email is less sales-driven and more focused on building relationships and providing value to your customers. Here, your call to action will drive people to your valuable content and may include watching an educational video, downloading an ebook, or viewing a list of product testimonials. Ideally, you want to send a mixture of these types of emails, as no one wants to be sold to all of the time. You can even marry the two types together by providing some helpful or valuable information that entices them to make a purchase. In turn, the valuable content will help to build a trusting relationship. And then, when you do have something to sell, they'll be more likely to make a purchase from you. No matter what you choose to send, the design is going to be the same no matter what. And you'll notice these email examples look pretty similar. It's just the content that's different. So now you have a basis for getting started with email marketing. And let's talk about the agenda for this event and what I'm going to accomplish. First, I'm going to review the 7 essential elements that you need to design an effective email. And then I'll jump into a live demo account so I can show you how to create your own reusable template to save time. And then lastly, I'll talk about how to write your email to get your readers to take an action. And I'll also show you how to use your reusable template and add in the content for your email campaign. Well, by way of introduction, my name is Countess. I've got 40 years as a marketer. That is hard to believe. Every time I say that, I'm like, really? Hey, I'm in my 20th year as an independent consultant, helping people of all businesses, all people of all types and businesses grow. And before that, I was a senior marketing executive at 3 Fortune 100 companies. My company is the Countess Group. What we do is we help businesses like yours gain an unfair advantage over your competition. I know from seeing the names of those who are attending right now, quite a few of you already know me. I mentioned I've got over 40 years helping businesses, and many of those years were at big companies. Marriott, Motorola, where I spent over 20 years, and Caremark, which is now part of CVS. And what I did along the way, not only at those super big companies, but also over the last 20 years, helping small to medium-sized businesses, it's helping them understand how to target their marketing, how to do more lead generation, getting brand awareness, figuring out how to use marketing automation. That's still very new to a lot of businesses and a lot of entrepreneurs. And I spent a great deal of time in corporate communications and public relations, dealing with crises of all types. You know, the coronavirus or COVID-19, obviously we can put that in the crisis category. I've dealt with environmental issues, disaster relief, things in the workplace, credit card fraud, drug testing, and more. Okay, so first up are the 7 elements that you'll need to design your email. No matter which type of email you're sending, you'll need these 7 elements that are designed to drive action and make your email easy to read. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the elements and then take a closer look at each one. First up, header information. It's the very first thing that someone sees in the inbox. This lets them know who the email is from, who to respond to, and what it's about. Second is the pre-header, which is a line of text that appears beneath or after the subject line in the inbox. And that's the first thing someone reads after your subject line. Third is your logo and your company colors. These will be used to reinforce your brand and make it easy for people to recognize your business. Next, you'll need to include an image to support your message. This image will be used to entice your readers to take action. Number 5 is the message body. This contains information about your offer and how it'll benefit your audience. Number 6, give your readers one clear action to take. Now, this action can be anything from buy now to pledge your support or get yours today. Use a clickable button and make it easy for your audience to take action. Number 7, it's the footer information toward the bottom of your email. Make sure you're showing readers how they can connect with you further, both on and offline. Add your contact information, your hours, and buttons with your active social channels in this area. It's pretty simple, and you only need these 7 elements to create a successful email. And when we get to the demo, we'll show you how to create a reusable master template that has all of your branding and footer elements. When you use your template, you only need to change these 5 content elements, so you really will save a ton of time. So now you're ready to create a master template. Let's go into a demo. I'll show this within a live Constant Contact account. Now remember that your setting up your reusable master template is going to be the first step to help you create emails quicker in the future. Essentially, you're going to create a template with your branding and the information that doesn't change. Okay, now let's go to the demo. And I've got a special guest to walk us through it.
Remember, setting up your reusable master template is going to be the first step to help you create emails quicker in the future. Essentially, you're going to create a template with your branding and the information that doesn't change. So I'm going to start by clicking up here on campaigns. This is where every email and campaign is saved. Then I'll click here on create, and we're going to click here on email. This page is where we're going to choose a template. You can really choose any template that has a layout and design elements that you like. All the templates are fully customizable, so you can adjust the layout and the elements to fit your needs. I'm going to start very basic though. I'm going to choose this blank template right here, and we can just look at how to build it mostly from scratch. So I'm clicking on that. The first thing I want to do is rename this. So we will see here in the upper left right now, this is just an untitled campaign. We want to make this easier to find later, especially since it's our master template. So I'm going to click there, and I am going to name this master template, and I'll just put today's date. And we will save that. Next, we will start by adjusting our header information up here for the fields that won't change for every email, which is going to be the from and reply to email address. So if I click in here, we're going to be creating this email for Jack's Backyard Barbecue. So that's what I want to have as the from name. Because I set up my account, here it is, under Jack's Backyard Barbecue, that filled in automatically, which is great. But you can type anything in here and adjust it to whatever you need. Just remember, you want to use something that will be the most recognizable. Next, we'll choose the from email address. If possible, you want to use an email address with your domain to make it as recognizable as possible. So we'll do this jack@jacksbackyardbarbecue.com. For the reply to email address, I'm going to use the same one as the from address, but we could definitely have this go to a different one if we need to. Whatever email address you decide to use, you just want to make sure someone's monitoring those emails in case there are replies. When someone responds to an email you send, it really is a good relationship building opportunity. So let's choose this one there. The other fields in the header, the subject line and the pre-header, are going to change for each email. So we'll just leave the default content in there for now. So I'm going to save that. And now we're ready to add in the elements for the design of the email. So first we will start at the logo. Over here on the left, I can click on this Images tab, and I'll be able to click and drag in the logo. If the logo is not uploaded yet, I could always click here to upload the image from my computer. It is uploaded already though. I'll use this one, so I'll just click and I'll hold down my mouse here. And you'll see this pink line is showing up. So this is showing me where I can drop this image. And there is an image placeholder here, so I'm going to just replace that. So I'll drop it there. And if I want to, I can adjust the size. It's a pretty good size already. And then you definitely don't want to forget to make your logo clickable to the home page of the website. This allows readers to click your logo to get any information they need. So that'll be here under this link drop down. And we'll just link it here to a web page. And I have the website open here, so I can just copy this and paste it, click insert, and then done. And now when people click on the logo, they'll go to the website. Let's go ahead now and add in the other elements that we need. We're creating this master template, so we need to add in a placeholder for the next image. So that'll be found here under the Build tab. There's really two ways to add elements to your email. You can click and drag them in like we did with the image, just wherever you want them to go. You can also double click the element over here on the left side and it drops to the bottom of the email. So for this one, I'll just show you the drag and drop. So I'll just click. We're going to see this pink line show up again. So I could put it below it, above it, next to it. In this case, it'll be below it. So I'll just let go. There's our placeholder there. This will change each time. That's the supporting image for the content. So for now, we'll just leave that as a placeholder. Next, I want to add some text for a headline. And there's two types of headline layouts I could drag in here from this left side. You'll see it's these first two options here. There's one with a background and one without a background. So if we just want to see what those look like, I can drag and drop this in. Here's the one with the background. And if we do this one, you'll see what it looks like there. So I only need one, of course, so I will delete this one with the background, I think. So I'm hovering my mouse over it right now. And if I click on this gear, here's my trash can. And I can just delete that. Now we have our headline there. Once again, this will change for every email, so we'll just leave the placeholder text there. Underneath our headline, we now need a text box, which is this option here. I want to show you how I can actually just double click on this and you'll see how it appeared at the bottom. So if you're kind of building from top to bottom, you can always do that as well. And we will also leave the placeholder text in there for now. Now, who remembers what needs to go under the body text? What's the next step? Anyone remember? You want to put that in the chat window? Okay, yeah, most of you got it here. Call to action, button, link. Perfect. Yes, that's what it is. We'll put in our button for the call to action. So I can just double click on that one as well, have that go to the bottom. Right now we'll leave the default content. Right now it says visit our website. That you can change to any of that action-oriented language, which we'll take a look at doing that a little bit later. Lastly, we've got to add in the footer information. You can add that in however you want, but I want to have, I think, 2 columns so I can have each piece of information next to each other. So there is a layout I can use for that. There's a few layouts actually with 2 columns, but I'll just go with this one here. So I'll click and drag that in down here at the bottom. Now I don't need more pictures, so I can click that and do the trash can here. We'll do that with this placeholder as well. All right, and then I have some text I can paste in here. So on the left side, click into my text box, highlight that, delete it, and I will just paste in here we have the name of the business, Jack's Backyard Barbecue. Maybe I want to bold that. I have the physical address and the website address as well, which this I could actually make a hyperlink. So if I were to go to this link option here, link it right to a web page and paste that in, I can insert that, and then we'll see here it's linked up. Now on the right side, I will add the store hours and the phone number. So I can just click in here, once again, highlight and delete. Just paste that in. Maybe with this one, I can highlight it. Here's the alignment option. So we could align that to the right. Now we have it set up at the bottom in each corner, our contact information. We definitely don't want to forget about social media either. So if I come back up here and I click here on more, I can add some social media buttons into my template. So I'm going to click and drag that in. We'll have it go all the way across the width of the template here so it drops in the middle. Let's try it again. There we go. So then these you can edit. If I click on this block right here and I click on this edit option, on the left, this gives me my options. So I can actually add networks. It's only showing Facebook and Twitter, but I could do Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and YouTube as well. So say I had an Instagram, I would just click there. It adds it here, and then you'll see it shows down there at the bottom. And then I would just put in my address there, the URL. If I don't have Instagram, there's a trash can. And Jack's Backyard Barbecue has a Facebook and a Twitter. So I'm going to copy this from the Facebook page, paste that in here. Same with Twitter. You're just pulling up to the page you want your readers to go to, and that's the URL that you'll copy and paste and put that right there. Now I can click done, and that is good to go. Now, just from a design perspective, I might want to break up these sections a little bit more. So we do have divider lines here on the left side that you can add. So I'm going to do that. I'll click and drag. We'll put one here. And let's do one more right there. Perfect. That looks good. The last thing we need to do is adjust our colors to match our branding. I'm on a PC, so I'm going to use a tool called Color Cop to match the colors from Jack's website. This is a tool you can download from colorcop.net. If you're on a Mac computer, you should have Digital Color Meter within your programs that does a similar thing. So here's Color Cop. This has, if I were to go over here to the website, I can take this dropper, hover it over, we'll do this orange, and then it gives us the hex value right there. So then what I can do is come back over here. We're going to go to the Design tab. And if I want to change my outer background, I would click on the square, go to More Colors, and then here's the place to put the hex value. So I will just copy that. Go ahead, paste it there. And then when I click apply, you'll see it has that orange in the background now. In this panel, I can also change the font information. The body text will leave the way it is. It has the dark text on the light colored background, so that's perfect. Next, then, we want to just move down here to the links. I'm going to change this to the same orange color. So if I were to click here, because I just used this color, it shows up under the recent colors. And it's always the leftmost one that is the most recent one you used. So I can just choose that one, and you can see how that affected the link down there. And then any future links will show up as that orange as well. I will also now change the buttons and dividers. I actually want to do that as the brown color from the website. So let's find that. There's this brown color used here in this headline. It's kind of throughout the website as well. If I hover over this, you can see it always gives a little preview down here in this window of color cop. So one thing you can do actually is zoom in on this, and then you could get the exact color that way. I always like doing that. So now if we come back here, buttons and dividers, I'll click on the square. We'll go to more colors. And let's just do our copy and paste. You don't need the little pound symbol. So I'm leaving that out because it's already built in here. So paste that, apply. And you can see that affected the button, the dividers, and it actually affects if your template has a border, which this one has a very thin border. So you can kind of see that that turned brown as well. Finally, we're going to change the headlines to the same brown. So once again, it's the leftmost color there. And now that is updated here. Any future headlines will be that brown color as well. And that's it. Our master template is now complete. So if I want to create an actual email campaign from this, I will save this one. And then I'm going to come up here to campaigns. And we're never going to edit this version of it because we want to leave the original intact to come back to all of the time. So to make the copy, I will click on more, and you'll just see the copy option is the first one there. So I'll click on that. And then it always has you give it a specific name since it's a new copy. So maybe I'll just call this, take out master template and put brisket promotion and save that. So at this point, we'll come back to this and fill in our content later, but I want to talk about what content you should put in your email campaigns.
At this point, let's switch gears so I can talk about what you're going to put into your email campaigns. In particular, let me show you how to inspire your readers to take action. Remember, every email should have a supporting image that draws your readers into your message. And it's of course best if you can use your own photos. But if you can't, you can always access free and paid stock photos, either within your Constant Contact account if that's what you're using, or several other services. While there are a variety of online stock photo sites, one of the places you can check out is unsplash.com for access to free photos. One of the things that seems to trip people up is knowing what to say and how to say it. So let me talk about how to structure your email to encourage people to take action. And if you can answer these 3 questions for the reader, you can write a persuasive email. What are you offering? From a design perspective, this is your headline, and its goal is to stop the reader, pique their interest, and make them want to read more, leading them to your message body. In your message body, you have to answer the question, how will this help the reader? Now, this text should pull the reader toward your call to action. Typically, you only need 3 to 5 sentences, but make sure you provide just enough information to give your reader the information they need to take action. And then for the call to action, you have to answer, what should they do next? Tell them specifically what it is you want them to do. And make sure the call to action is easy to find and click on within your email. This simple formula will help you to write your email's text. So you've got a basis for designing and writing your email content. Now we're ready to create our first email campaign. I'm going to open up that demo account again. And we already have a copy of our master template open, and we've given it a name. And now we just need to add in the content. And this email is going to be a promotion for our brisket.
If we come back here to the account, we've already made our copy and we've given it a name. So now we can add in the content. And this is going to be a promotion for their brisket. So first up, we need to change our subject line and pre-header text at the top. I have some things I can just copy and paste in here for us. So for the subject line, I'm going to say bring a friend for smoked brisket. And then the pre-header text will create a sense of urgency here, and we'll say you don't want to miss this deal. And that's all we need to do there, so we'll save that. And let's go ahead now and add content to the body. Remember, we need to add in a supporting image for this promotion. I'm going to come back here to the Images tab, which once again, I have a lot of images I've uploaded already into the account. If I need to upload any more, if I click here, this is how you do it. You can browse your computer. I think someone asked about that a little earlier. But I do have an image uploaded here that I want to use. We'll do this sandwich. So all I have to do is click and drag, and we'll drop that right here, replace our placeholder. Then I can make it a little bit bigger. And just, something like that. And then also remember, we want to link this to the same place as our call to action, just to give people one more opportunity to go to that site we want them to go to. So I will click here on link and go to web page. And then we can just grab, we'll just do Jack's website, paste that in and insert that and click done. Next, we're going to do our headline. Just click into that section there. If you remember, in this section, we're answering the question, what are we offering? So I'm going to put in what we are offering. So I'm saying buy one smoked brisket entree, get the second at half price. And we'll click done. Next, the body text. This is where we answer that question, how will it help the reader? We just want to add value. So I'm going to delete that, paste this in here. And what I'm going to say is our smoked brisket entree is so mouth-wateringly delicious. You'll want to experience it with your friends, save some money on a great meal today. Offer ends Sunday at 9 p.m. I can actually add something else here. This will lead them into the call to action. I say make a reservation to ensure you could take advantage of this deal. So this will help the reader because they are going to save money, and that's the value that you're highlighting for them. So I will click done. That's good to go. Next up, we need to get our readers to take that action. And this is where we're answering the question, what should they do next? So I'm going to click on the button. I'm going to highlight the text here. What we want them to do is make a reservation. There we go. And we'll just link it up here. Click link it to a web page. We can just link it back to, I can copy the link from the website here. Copy and paste and insert that and click done. And our call to action is good to go. And that's it. Because we created our master template, you'll see it really didn't take that long to add in our content. All we need to do now is schedule it to send to our list. Before we do that, it's always a good idea to double check everything. So we can go to this check and preview button, and we have a check for errors feature. This looks for issues with your links, default content, as well as dates passed for the Eventbrite and RSVP action blocks. If it finds any issues, you can click on the issue. So I'll show you here. Check for errors. If there were any issues, it would be here on the right side, and then it directs you to where it is, but ours is good to go. So that's good. So we can close out of that. The other thing you'll want to do is do the preview, and you'll also want to send yourself a test. So when it comes to the preview, your links become live in the preview. So you can click on them, like if I were to click on my button, you'll see it goes to the website. So that's good. And this is also where you can just read through your text, What's great too is you can see what it's going to look like on a mobile device. All the templates are mobile responsive, so you can get an idea of how it'll look there and compare it with the desktop. Now, if I close out of this, I can also send myself a test. So there's that option. So this is where you can type in up to 5 email addresses to send it to for your test. You can add a personal note if you want. This is just where you would say, please check for errors, something along those lines. And then you click send now, and that'll send it to them, and you'll get to see how it looks in an actual inbox. Once you've assured that everything is okay, then you can go ahead and click here on continue. On the next page here, this is where we're going to choose the list of contacts that we want to send to. So we have some nice segmented lists set up here. I'm going to choose my specials list. These are people interested in specials. Then over here, we need to choose when we want the email to send. We can have it go immediately, or we can schedule it for a future day and time. Ideally, you want it to land in your subscriber's inbox when they're more likely to open it. So if you're wondering when you should send it, we do have a best time to send FAQ. So I can click up here on help, and you can do a search. Any question you have, pretty much, you can type in here. But if I were to say best time to send, you can see it's the first result that comes up. And if I open this in a new tab, let's take a look. So Constant Contact has done some research by industry of the day and time to send that gets the best results. So if I were to do restaurant, this says Tuesday at 10 p.m. is a good time. So I'll come back over here and we'll try that out. We'll schedule this for the 13th, is the upcoming Tuesday, at 10 o'clock p.m. So once you try this, you'll want to see what results you get. You can look in your open report to see the day and time people have opened your emails, and you can adjust from there if you're seeing some different trends. So now you're ready to hit schedule, and it's going to go out at the time we specified. Most people will open your email within the first 48 hours, so just check the reporting page here, and you'll see on this page you'll start to get some results back as well, and that'll help you take a look at your results.
That's it. We've just created and scheduled our first email campaign with the help of our reusable master template. So let's do a quick recap on the 7 elements of email design. Remember, they are the header information and pre-header text, so your readers are enticed to open the email. Branded logo and colors. An image to connect your readers to your message. The message body to provide the details to drive people to. Your call to action. And the footer information which allows them to get in touch with you. And I have a handout that you can view. Just send me an email and I'd be happy to send that handout to you. And it documents the email design checklist with all of the 7 design elements and the steps you'll need to successfully send your email campaign when you're ready. Next, you want to remember to keep your email campaign short and sweet to make it easy for your readers to take action. Remember the 3 questions. Your headline, what are you offering? How will it help the readers? That's your body text. And then your call to action, which is, what should they do next? These questions are going to help you easily write the content for each email campaign. And then finally, get started by creating your reusable template. You'll save yourself a ton of time on future emails and provide a consistent look and feel that gets your readers to take action. And after this session, go ahead and log into your Constant Contact account so you can start creating your template. And I'll give you a free offer here in just a minute if you don't have an account already. So what's next? Well, coming up, it's Q&A. But the first thing I want you to do is take action. I know I've provided a lot of information for you. I hope it's been helpful. You can find a lot of information on our website at thecountessgroup.com. If you're wondering about the cost of an email campaign and an email marketing subscription, if you don't already have one, if you use Constant Contact to start out, we'll set you up with a free trial that doesn't require a credit card. But email marketing is really affordable. It starts at just $20 with no contracts. And you can get a free trial for 60 days with free training, no credit card required. Just go to www.completelyfreetrial.com. And if you've had a Constant Contact account in the past and the system says, hey, you've already got an account, just use a different email address and that will enable you to set up that new free account. Or just send me an email and we'll be happy to set one up for you. My question is, what will your 2020 look like if you don't do anything different than you did last year? Given the way things are this year with the pandemic, for many people, their businesses have dropped. So we want you to be able to take your business to the next level. How do you do that? Well, I've got 3 action items for you to do this week. Number 1 is take a look at your marketing. Is it delivering the results that you need to succeed? Item number 2, schedule a consultation with me. Go ahead and sign up using our website tool and sign up for our events as well. And number 3, sign up for the tools that will help you grow your business. If you go on our website, under the Offers tab, you'll be able to sign up for all kinds of software. Many of them are free trials with no credit card required. So go ahead and check that out. Hey, we've got all your marketing online needs in just one place. It's more than just email. It's about having a great website, perhaps doing some e-commerce. Maybe you need a new logo, maybe social advertising and posting, or social media in general. We can help you with all of that. Hey, it's time to go to Q&A. So as we go to Q&A, if you're not sure where the Q&A and chat boxes are, just move your mouse down to the bottom of the screen. That will reveal the toolbar. Go ahead and ask your questions there. If you haven't already done so, let me know what city you're joining me from today. The reason for that is that as we go back to doing live events, we want to be able to send an invitation to you for your location. So for instance, if you live in LA, you don't want an invitation to a Miami event. So let us know what city you're joining us from so we can target our messaging to you. My name's Ken Countess. I'm Managing Director of the Countess Group. We help businesses just like yours gain an unfair advantage over your competition. We teach you how to target your marketing. We're a full-service marketing consultancy. If you need help with strategic marketing, communications, email, social media, websites, just about anything you need to market your business, we can help you. Why would you hire us? We're a team of over 30 people with over 40 years of marketing expertise. And we can coach you or we can do it for you. My only ask of you today is share the emails that I send you, share our social media posts, and like my social pages. But finally, be sure to absorb and practice what I've shown you today. And call if you have any questions. All right, let's go to Q&A. And while I'm reviewing the Q&A and chat boxes, let me just remind you that you can get replays of many of our events. You can sign up for upcoming events. You can get free software trials. You can schedule consultations and more. All of that at thecountessgroup.com. And by the way, if you haven't connected with me yet, we are just about any place you'll be on the web. Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. So sign up and follow us on each of those channels. I just encourage you to go for the gold and let us help you. Visit thecountessgroup.com And you can call or text us at this number that you see on screen. So thanks for attending today's event. I hope you'll attend more of our events. We do live events every single week. Go to thecountessgroup.com for details, and you can find replays of many of our events on our website and also on YouTube. At YouTube, it's youtube.com/countessgroup. I hope you'll join me for another webinar. Sign up for our events at thecountessgroup.com/events.